want to say I've loved your commentary ever since I was a little Brawl tyke. And so while I was playing that set, I was thinking, man, it's such an honor to have this tournament and my gameplay being commentated by the legendary Pure
Oh, you flatter me, brother. I really appreciate that. But I think, for me, it was an honor to be able to comment on such an excellent set. I mean, definitely it was worth coming out here to be a part of this tonight, and largely because of the show you put on tonight. Now, unfortunately, the runner interview is never as fun as the winner interview.
It never feels good to lose, but like obviously I wanted to win, and I was so close. I was so close.
Let me hit you with the first question. So, obviously, coming here, you know, it's a revival of Brawl, and a lot of different players from a lot of different regions could have showed up. Who actually ends up being the powerhouse player at the tournament? You know, your biggest competition is Salem of all players. How did that make you feel knowing that you had to go up against your Zero Suit brethren?
I actually didn't even know who I was going to be fighting when I came here, but when I found out that Salem was coming here, like, which was just a few days ago, I was really excited because I played him twice before at Apex 2014 and 2015, and both times our sets were basically just as close. Okay. But he clutched them out. And so I kind of left like a bit of taste in my mouth. You know, I really wanted to get that win against him. You know, sort of like a rite of passage as a Zero Suit player to beat the best Zero Suit, you know what I mean? So I was really looking forward to playing him again and seeing if I could do it this time. And I got one set off of him, which is good, but unfortunately I wasn't able to win the event. Okay. But you know, it's I was hoping, of course, that there were going to be more big names at this tournament. Yeah. You know, like your Allies, your Mewtwo Kings, your Nairos, any Japanese players would have been great, but obviously not very likely. Right. But I mean, I love what Chibo's doing here, and like it's doing a lot for the Brawl community because like it's reminding the entire Smash scene that like Brawl is still around. Yeah. There's still some interest in the game, not as much as before, obviously, but there's still a lot of interest in this game, and I love this game. It's my favorite game in the Smash series, so I love seeing people put so much effort into keeping the game alive. I absolutely agree. I mean, obviously, I had to come out for this event. When Chibo first brainstormed up this event, he immediately messaged me and he was like, "Yo, Pierce, we're having, I want to throw a revival of Brawl. Like, come out and cast it." I was like, absolutely. Like, you know, this game is, you know, one of my favorite games of all time. Definitely the game I had the most hours of any game. It's very close to my heart. So I'm really happy to see what he's doing here. Thank you so much for coming out. Next question. So, I'm going to ask you, obviously, a lot of similar questions that I just asked Salem because they're applicable both ways, but I will ask you a couple of different ones. So, in talking about the landscape of the tournament, how did you feel about the metagame of this particular tournament where we saw very, very few Meta Knights and 0 Ice Climbers and a whole lot of Snakes? I liked it because, like, I feel like a lot of people, they kind of put Brawl in, like, this little box, like, oh, it's just Meta Knight and Ice Climbers. Right. And I feel like the top 10 or 11 characters in this game are all very viable, and they're all very interesting because it's so unique from each other. Yeah. Like, you have your Meta Knights and Ice Climbers, of course. Then you also have Olimar, Diddy Kong, Marth, Falco, Snake, Wario, Pikachu, Zero Suit Samus, Lucario. That's true. And when you think about the way all these characters play, they have such dynamic movesets and they interact in such interesting ways. Yeah, yeah. They're so unique from each other. It's ridiculous. Like, you can watch, and what I love about it is you can be so expressive in this game. You can watch one Zero Suit and then watch another Zero Suit, and you don't have the names, but you know who's playing who, or who's who. And you can do that with like all 11 of those characters that I mentioned. And then there's also like the wonky mid-tiers that are interesting every now and then. The niche mid-tiers, like we saw some Kirby's today. We had the mid-tier tournament, of course, which is a lot of fun. So yeah, I feel like this tournament was good because it shed light on that side of Brawl, which is the majority of Brawl, that people often forget about because people think it's just Meta Knight and Ice Climbers. That is very, very true. I definitely found this event to be extremely fun because playing a lot of friendlies out there and just playing with the different people, nobody was spamming Meta Knight because it just wasn't that serious. Now that Brawl isn't a mainstream eSport competitive title, not everybody's pulling out their pocket Meta Knight, as I just said. So it was really fun because you get to see people playing their mains and just going experimental characters just for fun and stuff like this. And we're just relearning the game, revisiting the game, but also remembering like, oh, all this awesome stuff is in the game. Yeah. And not just like, you know, getting chain grab, 0 death by Ice Climbers all the time. Every time I play this game, like now in Toronto, like the scene isn't as active as it used to be. I remember at SmashCon, I saw a lot of people tweeting saying, oh, V115 is the only person that actively practices this game. And I don't really, because I don't have the opportunity to do so, because there aren't a lot of people in Toronto that want to play anymore. So if I have no one to play with, I'm not just going to go into training mode.
Right.
Unless I have something like Smash Gun coming out. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. What were you talking about?
So the next question. So,
okay.
You know, it was definitely a very interesting journey, obviously, that you had in this tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, you cleaned up a lot of the snakes on your way up to the winners finals, and then you have to fight Salem in winners finals. Now, how were you feeling right when you got into winners finals?
I was actually really nervous at this tournament because, like, Chibo had just taken me to Game 3, and Rob is a matchup I'm very familiar with because of Holy, Ally's brother.
That's what I thought.
And also, like no offense to Chibo, but generally people would put me as like a higher level player than he would. Like,
right.
Obviously not knocking his skill level, he's a very good player. He showed me today. Definitely surprised me. But after he took me to Game 3, I was worried that I was a little too rusty today, and I saw Salem playing. He annihilated me in doubles with his snake, and I saw him playing other people, and he looked like he was in perfect condition. Like, just like he was Apex 2013 Salem. So I was really scared of fighting Salem, but, you know, there's still that part of me that's like, it doesn't matter what you see, like, there's always that chance you can win, you can still do this. So just, like, get your head in the game and just, like, give it your best and see what happens. And, yeah, so I was very nervous going into the match, but once the match started, I was just my regular self.
I got you.
Yeah.
You played very, very well. A fantastically played first set. You guys went to 15 games today. Every set went to Game 5. And in winners finals, you actually you managed to edge it out and you knocked Salem. How did you feel that moment where you defeated Salem in the first set and you're sitting in grand finals? What was your feeling then?
Once again, it was like a rite of passage, like a sense of validation to know that it's not just Salem is the best Zero Suit and then there's the people below him. Now I'm like making a case for I'm up there with him.
Right.
And I feel like I've been getting slowly like more and more validated by past tournaments. Like I did pretty well getting my level, where I beat Anti. I did pretty well at SmashCon where I took out a lot of big names. And this is just another name to that list, and it's just a great feeling knowing that I can compete with the best.
Absolutely.
So yeah, because it can be discouraging, not to me, but I guess in general, if like a game is not that popular anymore and you're also not that good, so that's like two deterrents as to why you'd go to a tournament for a game.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to be honest, like I've kind of been feeling a little bit less connected with Smash as of recent. I've had like vague thoughts of quitting every now and then. I was thinking maybe this is going to be my last tournament, but I don't know. Like, I'm really happy with how this tournament went. It was so much fun. Those were probably the most fun sets I've ever had.
It was really, really fun. I had a great time at this event.
I could tell by the energy between you and the other commentator that you like genuinely enjoyed watching the set very much, just as much as Salem and I enjoyed playing it. There was a huge smile on my face even when I lost.
Yeah, everybody looked like they were having a good time.
Yeah, so like even though I've had those thoughts of like maybe I'm not going to be coming to tournaments anymore, I'm pretty sure that like if someone announces another Brawl tournament, I'm gonna do my best to be.
You're gonna have to show up.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to show up. If it means I'm gonna get another shot at Salem or Ally or any of the other big names, I'm probably gonna be there.
I would completely respect that 100%. Did you expect to see Salem again in the grand finals, or were you a little bit worried about some upset from say Chibo or Mike Ray or somebody?
I wasn't too worried just because, like I said earlier, he looked like he was at his peak condition.
Right.
Based on how he was playing. So
you knew that grand finals was going to be the run back.
Yes. Now Salem is kind of like a robot. Like all these skills that like people lose a little bit of when they get rusty. Salem's like a robot, and it's just stored in his memory. And then when he comes back to this game after not playing for 3 months, he looks like he's still fine. Like just like he used to run the way before. And it's. I'm kind of jealous of it, to be honest. I feel like I put on a good show, and I feel like I played really well.
Absolutely.
But I feel like he was able to unrust quicker than I was.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, now going into the second set, it started off kind of even. He took a game, you took a game.
Yeah.
Then he went on this crazy winning streak, peaking at 4 games in a row. So, he took a game, you took a game. Actually, I said it went to 15 games. No, it didn't.
It went to 14, yeah.
It went to 14 games, right. Because he beat you 3-1 in that second set, and then immediately got the reset on you. And then not only that, he took the first 2 games of the next set. Now, going into the Game 5 of the Grand Final second set, how are you feeling then?
I don't think I had any feelings going through my head. I was just like 100% like zoned in on the game, just focused like, okay, just play your best. You can do this. You just took 2 games. You can take another one. That's kind of just what runs through my head when like I'm on the character screen and then we choose the stage. I don't like try to think of the bigger picture. It's just I'm zoning on the game. Just give it your best.
Would you say there's any point during that set where you were maybe giving up hope a little bit when you were down 4 games in a row? It was 2-0.
I don't think so. No.
You didn't give up hope?
It's happened to me before where I've given up hope. Like I guess it depends on who I'm playing or like just like it varies from day to day. Some days I'll feel more discouraged when I'm losing. Some days not at all. And I guess today was one of those days where not at all. I obviously wanted to win, but I was having so much fun.
There you go.
That I was just like, okay, just keep playing and keep playing the way you're playing and try to fix whatever you can fix, and hopefully you're gonna win. It was a very simple thought process in my head.
Got you. Now in celebration of 2 Zero Suits in the Grand Finals, I asked Salem, is there any tips he has for people aspiring to play Brawl? For you, I want to ask, are there any tips you have, advanced level tips for Zero Suit mains out there that you think all the other, any Zero Suit player in Brawl, especially like if they still dabble around in the game, they're definitely watching tonight. So do you, obviously, once they call wind of you and Salem being in Grand Finals, you know, they're definitely going to be tuning in. Are there any tips for any players like this, or people who are watching Brawl, especially those that are unfamiliar with the game and they haven't seen all the Meta Knight and Ice Climber Drake, they're going to be very interested in Zero Suit now as a character. So what tips would you have for these specific Zero Suit players?
So I guess Zero Suit specific tips. I felt for a while that I was the best Zero Suit at using Zero Suit's down tilt. I think I showcased that really well today. I would often like crouch under Salem's aerial and then down tilt him to punish. I feel like down tilt is one of Zero Suit's best tools at neutral, and people don't look at it as like one of as a really good move. They think of Zero Suit as like down smash, up air, side B, because those are like really strong, hard hitting moves. But down tilt is so safe, so reliable, and it's so important at neutral. So I feel like using down tilt really well is really important, and then also using side B. Every time I play this game and I come back to this game, I'm like, man, side B is such a good move. And I use it, and I'm able to use Zero Suit side B like no other move in like the entire Smash theory.
I definitely feel that your side Bs were on point. You
can do things like read an air dodge from a really long distance and kill them for it, which other characters can't do in this game. And it's just such a unique move, and like I wouldn't even say it's like broken, because like it's frame 33 and you know what I mean. It's pretty slow,
but it's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. But you know, a lot of lower level Zero Suits are like, okay, this move does 16 damage, it kills, it's safe on shield. I'm just gonna like use this move a lot at neutral. And yeah, the move is safe at neutral, but you've also got to think of, you know, making yourself not predictable at neutral, because a Zero Suit that's predictable at neutral is really easy to beat, considering she doesn't really have a reliable grab. Her neutral game becomes much easier when you don't have the grab and you're also being predictable as a player. So just getting caught in that cycle of I'm going to use a lot of side B at neutral is something people need to get out of the habit of doing, because you can do so much more with it, and you're also like burdening yourself by doing it.
All right, so definitely got to remember, make sure you have down tilt in mind in the neutral game. And don't be too predictable, especially with your side Bs. All right, I'm going to keep that in mind as I go home and practice some Zero Suit now. All right, so to wrap things up here, are there any shout-outs you would like to give? Any words you want to say to your fans?
Yeah, first I want to give a shout-out to an old school name, a name that nobody's heard in a long time, Tin Man. You recognize that name? He's
Olivar.
Yeah, he was kind of my mentor in the Brawl scene. When I went to my first tournament, it was one he was hosting, and then we communicated about it, and like he just mentored me my entire way through Brawl. Whenever I was feeling discouraged, he would like give me some like good words of advice, and he really helped me change the way I think about the game. Like being more open-minded about the game in general. And I feel like if it wasn't for him and having like that guidance into competitive play, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. So shout outs to Tin Man. So you asked for shout outs, and what else?
And words you want to say to your fans?
Oh, thank you to all my fans, because I feel like I'm at that level where I don't have a huge fan base, and like every day I get a fan talking to me saying, hey, I love your Zero Suit. Not to the same level as like the big names like Ally or Mango or whatever. So I feel like all the people that I do have fans, I have a better personal connection with, because they're not just a fan of me because I'm one of the best players in the game. They like really have a good understanding of me as a person and also my playstyle. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just able to appreciate each of them individually because I don't have that many fans. Obviously, though, I'm welcome to having any more fans. And I look forward to getting to know any fans or any people that want to become my fans or are just watching the game and
enjoy what you do.
Yeah, and recognizing who I am and enjoying what I do and what all the Brawl players do. But yeah, I just want to give a shout out to like all my fans. They know who they are. They definitely know who they are because they'll like message me on Facebook and ask me questions and tell me how much they love watching me play, and then we'll talk about other things too. And it's just they're not just like a fan to me. They're just like a friend who appreciates what I do.
Very motivating factor.
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, it's very motivating.
That's awesome. Guys, this is V115, your runner-up here at Revival of Brawl, a free agent who speaks incredibly well, has a good love for his fans, and has hype gameplay with a lot of incredible talent, and has taken many big names. Sponsor this man, all right? This has been Revival of Brawl. You can find him at V115 Smash. All right, of course, I am Pierce70, and it was an honor to be with you all here tonight. You can find me on Twitter at Pierce70. Thank you so much to all of you for watching. Thank you, Chibo, for hosting this event, Nyani for holding down the stream.com, and Mike Gray for joining me on the mic today, V115 and Salem for their fantastic gameplay, everybody who showed up for the event for a great time here playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl tonight, and all of you lovely ladies and gentlemen watching at home. We're signing out, and I will see you tomorrow for the Triple Threat.
Going off in a bang.